to another episode of the Dreaded Archer podcast. I'm your host, Trey, and tonight we got a real cool dude, man. This guy's been blowing up on Instagram with the arrow bills. And if you're an archer and you don't know this guy, you need to get to know him, man. That's Mr. Dustin Adams of Adam Precision Archery. Adam, what's good? I mean, Adam,
Bro.
Dustin.
Hey,
It's
dude,
like,
listen, everybody calls me. Hey, so officially on the record, my name is Dustin, bro. Everybody calls me Adam. I think the name's probably just a little bit confusing, man.
in my notes, I had Adam. And then when you send emails like Dustin, I'm like, I've been calling this man Adam
Dude,
forever. It's like,
and look, I don't even, listen, I don't even correct it anymore. I just roll with it, man, because
right?
everybody calls me Adam, dude.
Hey, it's good branding.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Hey, listen, man. Um, I'll take it. I'll take it. As long as they're reaching out, talking about arrows with me, man, I'm good with it.
Man, that's good. Yo, like when I first I started following you because I was following Joe and started seeing your videos. I'm like, man, this dude is making some really cool arrows. And like
Thank you.
that was right around the time where I was going to start making my own arrows. And I'm like, I started and I was like, man, this is hard. They're not flying right. It's like I need to find somebody who can just make me some. So
Hey, well, I was
I
there
hit you
too
up.
at one point, bro.
Dude, it's an art to it. Like you watch YouTube videos and they make it seem so easy. Like, oh, you just buy these little jigs and you put the glue in and nope, it's a whole science to it, man.
It's a process, man. It's a process, and it's super time consuming, man. Like if you try to rush it, you're done, man. Like you're not going to get the result that you're looking for. You have to take your time and bro, I enjoy it, man. Honestly.
I'm sure it's like peaceful for you, kind of like a little serenity.
Yeah, there's a lot of satisfaction in it for sure, man, because well, yeah, I mean, because I still do work a regular job. And so it's kind of like an outlet from that, and it's grown into something else now, obviously. But yeah, man, it started out just kind of as an outlet of, just some stress relief and looking for that additional satisfaction.
Oh, heck yeah, man. So hey, before we get started, Dustin, let the people know who you are and what you do.
All right. I'm Dustin Adams. I'm the president of Adams Precision Archery. We specialize in custom hunting arrows. Um, we build a really, really nice product. We do an individual consultation with every client and discuss their hunting situation, the scenario that they find themselves in, and bow specs and those sorts of things. And we come up with a build plan that's going to best suit that particular situation. So everything that we build is different, and it's tailored specific to the archer that's going to be shooting the arrow.
Also, if I get some arrows, my brother can't shoot them. It's just me.
Well, I mean, he can, but he's not going to shoot them as good as you.
Right. That's good because I've
That's it, man.
he's gotten into archery and he normally comes up every year for tack with me. He only seems to come with a couple arrows and say, "Hey, I'm gonna use some of yours." I'm like, "Bro, you got a 31-inch draw. Like your arrow, like my arrows on his bow is like barely on the rest." I'm like, "Dude, you're gonna miss something."
Man, listen, that's like, hey, listen, that's like those old school guys, right? That like you look at their quiver and they got 5 different arrows in there, dude, all different lengths and different brands. It's like, man, how accurate can you actually be with that?
Oh man, they got different arrows, different lengths. The field tips are all different weights. I'm just slinging
Different way,
arrows,
yeah.
man.
Send it, just send it.
That's it. So how long have you been in the arrow building game?
So, I've been building them for myself for a few years, but we didn't become a legitimized company and start really offering services to other people until July of 2022. So we're pretty new, man, from a legitimization standpoint. But it's something I've been doing for a couple of years now, man, and it just one thing kind of led to the other, and now we're running a now we're running a business doing it.
Was it one of those things like you got like homeboys like, hey Dustin, hey, can you build me a couple arrows?
Yeah, man. Yeah. So it was, it really started, and I'm sure it's for most guys that are building their own, man, it started with me not being happy with what I was getting from my local pro shop. I mean, I think that's how this story starts a lot of times.
Oh yeah.
And then Yeah. And then, I started doing some research and some learning, started building them for myself. And then my buddies started asking me to build them. And then their buddies started asking me to build them. And I kind of started to feel like, all right, well, you know, maybe I'm pretty good at this, or maybe we're building a nice product or something like that. And as it turns out, people like what we're making.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things why anybody kind of goes into business is they weren't happy with what was on the market or what somebody else was providing a service or whatever.
For
And
sure.
and then they say, you know what? If I can't get it, I know there's other people out there that might want it. So let me try to do it for myself first, and then eventually might branch out and uh and do it. I was telling you before we got went live or started recording, I had the same issue. Like Troy Fowler, the Ranch Fairy.
For sure.
All right, so Troy, I interviewed him a couple months ago, and he sent me um what was it Victory Gamers, and I was like, oh, I like
Okay.
these, and so I started shooting them. Boom, liked it, and I went to local bow shop, and I'm like, yo, I want these. Like, give me these arrows with this insert, all that, and I was like, why you need all that? And I was like,
Right.
because I want it. I want to shoot it.
Right.
Like I've started shooting these. I'm getting really accurate with these. I like the way they fly out my bow. And it's like, nah, you don't need all that. Why don't you try
No,
these? And I'm like,
yeah, they're going to find every reason to tell you why you shouldn't shoot what you want to shoot, man.
yeah.
Like it,
And it's like,
as a
I thought you,
business owner, that doesn't make any sense to me, man. I don't
yeah,
understand.
I thought you were in the business of selling, you know, product, selling arrows, and
Right.
I'm here to buy arrows. I'm telling you what I want, but
I was
you
about to
know,
be your easiest sale of the day, man.
that's it. I came to. You didn't have to sell me on nothing. I told you I want this. I don't care what it costs. Just give me these, a dozen of them.
Right. Right. But instead, man, so I had the same thing, right? Like these same debates. And I think that, everybody that's gone through the progression of building arrows and testing different things with their bow, everybody knows who the Ranch Fairy is, man.
Yeah.
Kind of that philosophy that he's got and everything. I think everybody's been down that rabbit hole a little bit. I mean, I'm not saying all the way 7, 8, 900 grains, but some guys have messed around with some stuff after being introduced to his content that they had never dealt with before. And so very similar situation, man. I went to my bow shop and I, kind of just wanted to open that dialogue with the shop owner, man. Like, this is what I'm thinking. I want to try this and that. And the dude basically without saying it told me that I was a dumbass for like even, for even bringing it up. I'm like, man, listen, lots of guys are doing this, man. This is the thing right now. So I don't know, man. A couple different things happened, and I just was like, you know what, man, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm gonna start building my own. So,
Yep, because can nobody do it better than you do it yourself. You know exactly what you want too.
bro, no, nobody is gonna take the time on your stuff the way that they will on their own.
Mm,
That's just,
exa-
I think that's just the way we are.
oh yeah, for sure. It's like I've only been, dabbling in archery for about 4 years now. Let's say four, going on 5 years. And one thing I've noticed is there's kind of like three different levels to like archery shops. You got like the old school guys that are stuck in their ways. They're not into any of the modern, techniques and philosophies. Then you got the guy in the middle of the road who's willing to try some of the new stuff, but he's gonna push you more towards, the old way. And then you got the younger guys that are coming into the game that they're adopting everything that comes. They're adopting the old stuff as well
Yeah,
as the new stuff, and then they're incorporating the two. So like,
yeah,
is
it's
that your
definitely
kind of your
that younger
philosophy as well?
generation.
Yep, it's changing the
Yeah,
game right
man.
now.
It's changing the game, and it's not, it's changing the game and it's growing the game, right? Like archery, I feel like is bow hunting in particular, but archery as a whole is growing at a dramatic rate right now because that younger crew is into it and they're into the technical side of it and the science of it and kind of it's, I mean, for lack of a better word, it's the cool thing right now in the hunting world,
Right,
man, is to be a bow hunter and be shooting the newest gear and having the best equipment and custom arrows and all these different things like that. Like that is the thing right now. And so I think what we're seeing is you've got this generation of 50, 60, 70-year-old guys that hunted old school, man, and they're kind of transitioning out while this younger crew is coming in and they're changing it, man. It is the bow hunting world is changing on a daily basis right now, man. It's actually pretty cool to see,
Oh, definitely. I was talking to my brother about this. This is a while ago, and we were talking about sports. So we both have a sports background. We both played high school football, college football, and all that. And he was saying like, yo, like if you look back in the day, like guys would come out to play football and they just got on jersey, pants, cleats, that was it. Then you kind of go into like, the late 90s, early 2000s, and you got guys wearing, advisors was cool and but now,
Right.
man, I've been to games where and I used to coach little league football. Man, kids got wristbands all the way up their arm, and everybody they're swagging out the game. Everybody got their own swag now,
Correct.
and I think that's what the young guys are bringing to the archery industry or the archery world is some swag. Especially
A
when it comes
hundred
to
percent.
the bows. Your
A
all your
hundred percent,
accessories match.
man.
Definitely.
Well, I think like so. And I don't know if I can say this or not, but bow hunting traditionally and hunting in general has been something that's more reserved for that old redneck dude. You know what I mean? And it's not
Yeah.
like that anymore. It's become like mainstream and it's trendy and guys that you don't think would bow hunt just outwardly are bow hunters, man. And
Yep.
so it's been really great. It's really great for bow hunting, man. It's really a lot of doors have opened as far as the audience that enjoys the sport, and you've got a lot more people that you wouldn't traditionally have found in our sport that are in it now, and it's awesome, man. I love to see it so much. So yeah, it's
Dude,
wild,
I've,
man.
I've said I've said it before in other episodes. I believe archery is bringing a lot of people together that would have never been in the same room, and
Absolutely.
and I love it. I'm like you. I love it, man.
Yeah, bro,
It's
I
great.
agree 100%. I agree 100%, man. But
Oh, so
but
before
yeah.
we get deep into this thing, how did the 2022 season go for you?
Uh, so it was good. It was good. I've got a freezer full of deer meat.
That's all. That's that's
But
that's, that's number one.
yeah, for sure. So it was good. It wasn't as busy for me on the hunting side as it was obviously last season. The previous season, just because the business kind of commands more of that time. So there was a little bit of a layoff from 2021 to 2022. But I killed some deer this year, all with the bow, of course, and was able to fill my freezer up with meat and give some to the family and some friends and stuff like that. So overall, man, I'd give it a, I don't know, an 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10, maybe.
Oh, nice. That's better than other guys I know that that have their own businesses. Like, dude, this is the busy time of year and I can't get out. Especially the guys that own bow shops. Like, they hardly ever get out the hunt. It's like,
Bro, listen. So when I started this, man, I'm committed to bow hunting. I'm committed to bow hunting, and there's going to be time made for that, man. Like that's, if I didn't love bow hunting, I would never be doing what I'm doing right now. But I can't let what I'm doing right now take that other side of it away from me. You know what I mean? And away from my
right,
wife, who's also an avid bow hunter. This is what we enjoy, and you know we're fortunate enough to be doing something professionally, on the business side of it, that we truly enjoy doing. And so I don't want to, I want to maintain that mix. That's pretty important and pretty critical to us. And I think our success, man, I mean, that's how you avoid getting burnt out with what you're doing.
exactly. So you
So
you feel like with your wife involved in the business, so you guys have like a pretty good work life balance.
perfect. Yeah, it's man, listen, I couldn't have dreamed up I couldn't have dreamed it up any better than as smooth as it's going as far as the work life balance and the two of us, sharing the business responsibilities and accepting the, taking the roles that we have in the company, and it's, man, dude, it's working flawlessly right now. Honestly, I'm pretty grateful for it.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. This season was rough on me. It was rough.
Dude, tell me about it, bro. Tell me about it.
So I've told the story before, but I love telling hunting stories. So when like a plan comes together too well, and then you get to the end and everything just falls apart. So
100%, dude.
so my goal this year was to kill a mule deer on public land.
Okay.
So and two was to go, and my goal preseason was to get better at e-scouting and the scouting in general. So all spring looking at maps, driving around South Dakota. Boom, found a spot. Circle it, said I'm hunting here. Went there, saw ton of deer movement, ton of deer signs. Like this is where I'm going to hunt. I'm gonna get my mule deer. All right, boom. The day comes. I finally get the wind's gonna be right. Weather's gonna be good. I'm going out. So I get out there, but I didn't realize that in order to get to this walk-in spot, because the road that I went to before, it was blocked off, like it washed out or whatever. So in order the second route, I had to get through someone's private land. Lady was cool; she let me
Okay.
through, but she reminded me, "Hey, be careful back there, because we've had a couple mountain lions attack some dogs, and we haven't been able to get rid of them yet." I said, "Well, thanks for the heads up." So I go out.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm glad you. That's a vital piece of information that I need.
I
So I
wish you
go
wouldn't have
out.
told me.
No, yeah, once I started walking, I started like, man, I wish you wouldn't have said nothing, because now I'm walking. I think I hear something, and I'm always looking over my shoulder. So I get to a vantage point and glassing, and all I'm seeing is just doe. Just I'm like, well, just keep waiting, 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 waiting. By about 4 hours, I'm like, I'm strapped for time. I'm just gonna get a doe. That's fine. I got another archery tag, but I just want to get a mule deer. Buck or doe doesn't matter. So this doe, she's at the bottom of the ridge, and she starts walking towards this hill. Well, if I get to the other side of the hill and cut her off, she'll walk right after in front of me. Boom, done. Put my bow in my lap, start making my way down the ridge. As I'm going down the ridge, the wall to my left is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So I can see to the other
Okay.
side. So I get down to the bottom. I'm set up right. There's a tree right here. So I'm kind of next to the tree, in perfect, like clockwork. The doe walks right in front of me, 30 yards, and I'm like, oh, it's money.
It's
Go to full.
time.
It's time. Go to full draw, and I don't know why, but I just caught something at the side of my eye, and I look, and it's a 6x7 mule deer, just
Oh.
probably 45, 50 yards. So I'm like, oh, and I just kind of like get real close to the tree, like maybe he didn't see me. I let down, and I look back, and he's now standing up, looking like, bro, I saw you. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
So I just stand there, like 15, 20 minutes pass by, and then he's just like, he lays back down. So I'm like, oh, dude, you messed up. You should have ran off. So I get my rangefinder, and
He
I just
bedded
kind of,
back down. He bedded
he,
back down.
he bedded back down. Like he was like,
Wow.
it was like a ridge, and he was bedded underneath it. So technically, or out there, if I would have stepped on the other side of that ridge, I'd have been right underneath him of a few yards. So I range him, and I could have swore my rangefinder. I swore it said 65, 65. And I was like, oh, and my bottom pin is 60. So I'm like, man, this is I can't do this. So like,
That's
so
dicey, bro.
it was dicey. So I just lean behind the tree, go to full draw. He stands up and he looks right at me, and he's facing. It'd be a frontal shot. I'm like, I'm not taking that. I'm not good at that at all. And then it's like he just like, all right, do you got me? And he's turned broadside, and I let it go. And the way he jumped, I thought I hit him. Like it, I throw my bow up. He runs on top of his heel, and then he looked like he got wobbly, and then he went over the other side. I'm like, boom.
You're like, yes, I did it.
I'm shaking. I get the phone. I call my brother. I'm like, I got a monster. I got a monster. Not even checking for blood or nothing. So I wait about 15, 20 minutes. I run over and can't find my arrow. Don't see any blood. I'm like, dang, like, did I miss? Did I hit him? Or maybe I said, yeah, it's still in him. The arrow's still in him. That's what I thought. Keep keep walking, walking, walking. Boom, find my arrow. There ain't a drop of blood, no hair, nothing. Then I go over the ridge, and boom, I spook up maybe 15 doe, and he just comes hopping out and ran out of my life.
No,
Ran
man.
out of my life. Didn't hit him. Nothing. Nope. So I kept looking for blood. Like maybe maybe I just spooked him, but nope, it was nothing. And then I was down in this ridge or this drainage, and now I'm scared. I'm like, I'm at the bottom. If this mountain lion comes up at the top, I'm done. So I'm
Right,
like,
right.
just let me
Right,
let me
you're
back
down there. You're
out.
like, man, I just missed this deer, and now I can feel a mountain lion watching me, bro.
Yep. So I was like it bummed me out, and I was like, well, maybe that doe was still over
No,
there. She was long gone.
right. She's waiting. She's waiting on me. She's waiting on me to get through this series of bad choices.
Right, and it's like, nope, she's long gone. So that was one, and then I just had a couple shots where I'm just bucks. I missed all my bucks. I ended up getting two doe, but I was like, it just wasn't a year for bucks for
Bro,
me.
but that's success, man. But that's
Oh
success. I
yeah,
think, I think we get so hung up on killing bucks, man, that we sometimes forget what an achievement it is to kill any type of deer with a bow, man. Like
exactly.
it's an accomplishment, man, So I'd say your season was pretty good. I mean, I had some unfortunate things happening during my season too, bro. I think we all do. I'm not I'm a pretty new bow hunter myself, to be honest with you, bro. So
Oh
I'm
yeah.
only 4 or 5 years, dude. That's it.
Also, we started running the same time then.
That's it, dude. I'm not a lifelong bow hunter, man. My family didn't teach me how to do it. I'm having to teach myself how to do it. You know what I mean? And so there's definitely has been those growing pains along the way, and that improvement is there. But it's hard, bro. It's hard. Just the fact that you were within 60 on a mule deer, bro, that's an accomplishment, And I think we have to take those victories and next year, man, just squeeze that into 40, bro.
Oh,
Like,
right.
that's it. Just another 20 yards is all, man.
So let me tell you. Let me ask you: do you like at the end of the season go back and kind of like look back, like, all right, what did I do wrong? What did I do right? What can I do during the off season? Kind of recap your
Man, I think,
season.
yeah, some, man. I try to, I do more of that, honestly, like just like post hunt. And I think that comes with having the military background, and you kind of get used to that. So, like, when you're in the military, right, when you conduct any type of a mission or an operation, you have that reflection time that you're talking about immediately following that. So, like, if I'm bow hunting, and I make a choice that costs me the hunt or something like that, bro, I'm in thought about that right after, and trying to figure out what adjustments I need to make to get better as a bow hunter. And at the end of the season, man, of course, I mean, I'm going to reflect back at the deer that I miss and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, I mean, of course, I think everybody does that. So yes, is the short answer to that
Oh
question.
yeah, I I never used to do it until I went on the elk hunt with my buddy Rex, and he caught it like he's like, "All right, we're gonna do a post elk hunt, survey." I'm like, all right, because he's like all official. He like
Oh yeah,
he loves taking notes and all that stuff. He's the point Dexter. So
yeah, yeah,
and we started doing it. We was like, all right, so what did we do wrong on this elk hunt? And we had a whole list of stuff we did wrong, and maybe like two or three things we actually did right. And I took that from him and started just using it with deer hunting. It's like, all right, what did I do wrong this season? Make a list. What did I do right? Just I need to improve, and then kind of go from there. And I had a small, very small stint in the military, and that's like adapt and overcome is what we always like.
yes,
You mess something up, think about it, reflect on it, and keep on moving. So
yeah,
that's
for sure, man.
kind of what that's the
I
one
look
thing I
back.
took from it.
Yeah, I look back. Let me ask you this, man. How many times do you have to repeat the same mistake before you learn from it? Like, because I'm guilty of that, right? Like, there's been situations on my place, and I hunt private property, so it's a little bit different. I don't do a lot of public hunting down here, and I'm fortunate enough to have gotten some access and bought some good private property, and so I get into the habit of just making the same mistake over and over, particularly like when I'm like hyper focused on a particular deer, because I'm hunting whitetails, man. When you're talking about hunting mule deer and elk and stuff like that, you're way outside of my realm of what I any type of experience that anyways. But yeah, man, I think that's my biggest mistake as a bow hunter. And I try not to do it as much this year, but last season, bro, like I get so hyper focused on one deer, man, that I let last year, bro, I'll be honest with you. I let the entire season pass me by with no success because I was so focused on one deer, man. I passed 70 deer over the course of the season waiting on this
Ooh.
one deer, and it just didn't happen, bro. Like 70 at least. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm just wondering if you're guilty of the same thing.
Oh no, I definitely am. My thing is getting out the stand too early. Like there's been it happened 2 years ago, it happened this year or last year, and it happened this year where there's a particular book that I'm trying to get, and it's like, oh, it's get because I'm and it's kind of put it out there. I'm afraid of the dark. Definitely afraid of the dark in the woods though.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so I'm like, man, it's getting dark. And I got like a 15-20 minute walk to the car. And I was like, I'm getting out and on my way, I'm on my way down, and here comes the buck that I'm looking for. Walking just like I planned this. I had to wait,
You're right.
and
You're like, I knew this was going to happen.
yeah, I knew it. And it's like, well, I get it next time, and he's going out of my life. And then the
Yeah.
next I'll sit in the stand, and it start getting dark, and I'm like, ugh. So this year, after I let a buck get away from me from getting out early, I would stay till it got like pitch dark, and it's like I got to
Pitch
give
black.
me a headlamp and just suck it up, and actually end up getting a opportunity to get one of the target books I had um this year, and unfortunately I botched the shot, but me waiting gave me that shot. At least
Yeah.
I got the opportunity.
Do you
So
feel like you
I say about
overcame
2 or 3 times.
do you feel like you overcame your fear of the dark?
Oh no, 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 nope. I just walk
Bro,
fast. I find like I know what
you like
direction I got to get to, and I just go. I just go, and
bro,
like
listen, all right, since we're talking about it, I am also and I'm better about it now, but I have some discomfort going out in the dark, bro. I'll just be honest with you. And it's worse for me like on morning hunts, you know what I mean? Because I'm sitting there and I'm driving, man, and I'm trying to like gas myself up for this or whatever, but I'm just like, man, so when you get out of the stand at night, it's been daytime for hours and hours and it's just gotten dark. But when you're going in the morning, all the creatures of the night, bro, they've had
yep,
all night to get comfortable to come out, bro. Like man, listen, when I'm going in the morning, dude, I just turn my red lamp on and I just look at my feet, bro. And I'm walking, dude. If I get into tall grass, then I've left the road. So I'm going to veer over, like, bro, I don't like it either. I don't think anybody likes it. Anybody who says that they don't get a little spooked out, they're lying to you, bro.
yep.
Like, they're lying, dude. There's some spooky stuff out there.
Yeah, dude, I said like that's why one of the reasons I don't like looking at game cam footage. I'm like, I'm gonna see a mountain lion out here, and this is gonna
Yeah,
scare me off from everything.
you're gonna see something that you don't want to see, but we always have to look at it anyways, bro. Like, there's definitely, yeah, I'm with it. I've seen some spooky stuff on my trail cams, dude. So, you know,
My the
yeah.
first year my brother came up to South Dakota to hunt, was walking out to the blind, and he's just got his concealed license, so he's all happy. He got his gun on his hip. He just excited, and we get to the get to the blind, and we open it up, and I kid you not, the biggest rat jumped out, and this dude jumped out of his skin. He was like, "No, I'm done, bro. I'm going back to the house." I'm like, "It's just a rat, bro.
Bro, that
It's
is
just
fun.
a rat." And
Dude.
but ever since then, he's like, he goes out. He goes, "Man, I got my gun on my hip. Anything pop out, I'm just going." And I'm like, it won't happen like that. Like if a mountain lion jump out,
Nah, it's not gonna
you're
happen
not
like
gonna step
that.
to the side and pull a draw and put. Like, it's not gonna
Nah,
happen.
what's gonna happen is you're gonna get scratched, bro. That's what's gonna get happen, dude. You're gonna get scratched.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna drop your gun on the ground and then it's over, bro. It's gonna eat you. Like, it
Yep.
doesn't matter, you had a gun, dude. And so I carry, like, when I'm walking out in the mornings and stuff, bro, I carry a gun with me too, but it's really odd um how little comfort it gives you, because you know in your head, like if it goes down, dude, I'm not a Clint Eastwood type, bro. Like this isn't going
Nope.
to happen in a millisecond, like with, just second instinct. I'm just going to fire off and kill this thing. No, it's going to get me still, man. Like,
Yeah, he's
I
like, man,
don't know.
he goes, I got a will to live. He goes, there's two things I won't die by. That's by choking on some food and a wild animal. I'm like, the wild animal probably get you, bro. 9 times out of
Yeah.
10 is gonna get you. Like that little scenario you have
Yeah.
to your head, like, oh, if this bear come out, I'm just gonna like side swipe it and jump on his back, and like none of that's gonna happen, man, ever.
None of it. It's not going to happen like that at all. It's going to kill you is what's going to
Yep.
happen, dude. So that's really funny. That's really funny.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
I
I
carry.
don't do the dark.
Yeah, I don't like it in the mornings, but I did some things this year. Speaking on that, like I did some things this year that I was kind of surprised with myself with, because I have two pieces of property, right? I have a 160-acre piece of property that, when I tell you it's in the middle of nowhere, bro, it's in the middle of nowhere. I already live in the middle of nowhere, and I got to drive another 40 minutes into the middle of nowhere to get out there, like,
So
so
you
if
up
you
in the
scream,
sticks.
bro, nobody's going to hear you scream, bro. You can scream through a loudspeaker. They're still not going to hear you. And, so I had this target buck, man. This is my second year hunting this deer, still unsuccessfully, by the way. I didn't get it done this year with him, but I started getting pictures of this deer 65 yards from my favorite stand. And the problem is he was getting there super early, man. Like he's getting there at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and he's just lingering around until daylight, dude, and then moving off towards the stand. So, I made myself get up, dude, and I walked out there, and I walked 3/4 of a mile with no headlamp on at 2:30 in the morning to go out there and get in my stand, man. And that was a pretty tough one for me, dude. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I was like right on, where you're right on the edge of like walking fast and running slow. Like
Yep.
that's where I was, bro. I was like, dude, I know exactly what's going to happen out here. If I slow down, bro, something's going to get me.
And
But
the thing is like I'm terrified of the dark, but if I get to the stand, I feel like I'm safe. Like they can't get me.
yeah, me too.
Or
I'm off
or
the
you get in the
ground.
ground
I'm
blind,
off the ground.
or you get in the ground blind. Like, oh, this little piece of plastic and some tubes, some metal tubes go protect me from whatever. Like, it,
It's mountain lion proof.
yeah. Do they make any mountain lion proof ground blinds? Probably not.
No, I don't think so, man.
I need to get
I
on
don't
that.
think so. No, I haven't found anything yet. Granted, I don't have mountain lions. We just have bobcats, so they're a little smaller here than what you're dealing with,
Right.
bro. Yeah, we have no
I need
mountain
to get
lions in
one.
Georgia, man.
Oh no. I was gonna ask you. So you're in Georgia.
Savannah, southeast Georgia. So we're just outside of Savannah, Georgia, in a little town called Rankin, in a little tiny county called Effingham. So
So Savannah,
that's
isn't that where Paula Dean's restaurant is?
yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, bro, listen, don't get caught up in the hype, dude. There's way better
Oh,
food in
don't tell
Savannah
me
than
that.
Paula
Don't
Dean's, bro.
don't tell me
I'm
that because
sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to disappoint you, man. But it's like if you had to like pick your like the top 10 best food spots in Savannah, Paula Dean's is like it's number 11, bro. It
well,
just
I mean,
is. There's so much better food, dude. Listen, number 11 still tastes good, bro.
yeah, I'm gonna
You
say
know.
number 11 still tastes good, but if she number 11, then I what is 1 and 2 looking like?
Man, there's a spot here called Vic's on the River, dude, and it's all fresh seafood, like their
Oh
shrimp and
man,
grits. It'll make you punch a baby. It's so good, dude.
hey, that's a good slogan.
Oh yeah, it's so good, man. But yeah, we got some good food here. Good seafood. That's our thing. We're on the coast, so seafood is what we like.
That is what's up, man. So
Yes,
what
sir.
has social media done, for your business?
Everything, everything. We're 100% social media driven. We pay for no advertising whatsoever, zero advertising. It's all organic social media growth, and based on the people that follow us on social media and support our business by giving us business and inquiring and asking questions and kind of engaging in those conversations with us, man. That's without social media, the company wouldn't be a company, plain and
Uh,
simple.
last week I had Dan Staten on the podcast, and we're talking about
I
ATAs,
saw, bro.
and he was like, he goes, I don't think there's a use for ATAs anymore because everything is so social media driven. Like companies would get a bigger bang out of their buck if they just like, you know, advertise, or work with guys like you and me and Dan, and just give them stuff, like give us stuff and have us review them, and you get your product in front of more
Yeah,
people for less money.
100%, 100%. Like that's again, that's what we were talking about, right? Like that's that transition mark, I think, between the new generation and the previous generation. Like social media is to say that it's a powerful tool for any company, and not just an archery company, but within the the archery industry. To say that it's powerful is an understatement, man. I mean, these companies are spending still, millions of dollars to advertise their product, and it's millions of dollars wasted because they have free advertising that reaches more people faster.
Yep.
I mean, it's ready, man. Like, and I think that Dan's right. Like that transition is going to happen in these ATA shows and things like that. I mean, I think that's give it 10 years, right? And I think it's a thing of the past, man. Just because the generation that's coming up of hunters, they're not going to ATA, man. They're watching. They're looking at
YouTube.
Matthews, YouTube, right? They're watching. Yeah, I mean, that's just what it is, man. And they're literally the YouTube generation. That's what I call them when I'm joking around and stuff, because
Hey,
that's
but it's close
YouTube's
though.
everything
YouTube University. If
for
you don't know how
sure.
to do something, watch it on YouTube. You'll figure it out, man. And
It's the
I
biggest.
think,
I think what is it? YouTube's the biggest search engine on the planet, so
yep.
it's pretty impressive.
And as it should be. I mean, Google runs it, so they pretty much got all the the
Yeah,
best things out
they got a
there.
monopoly on that game, dude.
Oh, exactly. But like I love going to expo shows, and I see the expos are getting huge, and it's not necessarily because people are going to buy stuff there, but they're going to meet their personalities of the brands. So, if I'm going to
Correct.
like the Iowa Buck Classic, oh, Chris B's going to be there. You go to his
Right.
booth, and it's 500-600, guys and gals between the ages of 18 and 35. Everybody's there, and so those are going to
But
blow
but
up.
they're there.
And
But they're there to meet that celebrity, right? Like they're there to meet that
exactly,
person. They're not there for the product. They already know about the product, dude. They know
exactly.
everything about the product. They're going to meet Chris B and Cameron Haynes and Levi Morgan and all these guys. I mean, they're going, and Dan Staten, right? They're just going to see those guys, bro.
That's
They
it.
know all the stuff already. That's it.
Yep, that's it.
So
And
and one thing
it's
about the archery industry, on that point, man, is that, and I didn't really realize this until I got into the industry on the business side. Those guys are easier to access than you think that they are, right? Like,
oh
you're
yeah,
used to celebrities being these untouchable types, right? But like, bro, I was texting Levi Morgan 3 days ago back and forth, man, and I'm a nobody compared to that guy, right? You know what I mean? Like, dude, seriously, man. Like, but these guys are accessible, and they're available to their fan base and the people that
yep,
buy their products, and I think that really sets the archery industry aside from a lot of other industries. Certainly, the celebrities that we're used to, where they're, you never even see those people in your life.
never,
You know what I mean? Never. You can't even you can't see them, right? They're just like the untouchables. But it's not like
exactly.
that in our industry. Even the most famous of guys in our industry are still, they're standing at a booth at an expo for you to come up and say hey to and greet, and do your thing with. So it's pretty interesting, man, and that's been pretty exciting. Kind of just learning how that difference is in place there from this to a lot of other things, and I think that really sets the archery industry aside too.
Oh, hey, it threw me off because I went to tech and just kind of walking around, and I see John Dudley, and I'm looking. I'm like, I know that dude, but I'm like, I don't know where. And then of course I see the big knock on logo, and it's like, I told my brother, like, yo, that's John Dudley. He goes, who's that? And I'm like, dude, he like the Michael Jordan of archery. So
He's somebody, bro. That's who it
yeah,
is.
he sees somebody, and he was doing this like just doing a little Q&A, and then he was like, "Hey, you guys can line up. You can come here and ask me a question." And I'm like, "All right, cool." I got in line, and I'm like, "Well, by the time I get to the line, I'm pretty far back. He'll be done." And I had a
Somebody
question
else
in my
will have asked
head.
my question.
Exactly. But I had my question
Yeah.
in my head. I'm like, I know what I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna ask him about e-scouting. Does he e-scout? And as soon as I get up to like right up to him, I get like starstruck, and he's like, "What's your story?" And I'm like, and my brother goes, "The lights got too big for him."
Uh,
And
but what a greeting though, right? What's your story? Like
yeah,
that's kind
well,
of,
what's
that's
your
like,
story? It's like, oh man, and we talked for like 30 minutes. It was great. Got a picture, but earlier he had threw some hats and t-shirts in the crowd, and my brother is super competitive, and it was this young lady, and she was about to catch the shirt, and he just jumps up and just like snatches it like over the top, and John Dilly's like, "Great catch!" So we talked about
right.
foot. I didn't know he played football. He was a quarterback, and we talked about that, and it was
Yeah,
just
I mean,
like
I guess I could see that.
yep.
I
And
guess
he
I could
actually
see
quit
that
playing
now. I
football.
didn't know that either.
I had no
To bow
idea.
hunt.
He quit. Yeah, he quit playing football to bow hunt. I was like, guess it paid off for you.
Yeah, it would have had to have. But
but
no, that's awesome though, man.
but yeah, in
Like
this
that's
industry
how
though,
much
like
people
everybody's
love what we
successful.
do, bro.
Exactly.
That's
And
how
it's
much
like
people love what we do. It's crazy.
and it's wild, like you said, how accessible people are, man. Like you can just walk up to
Yeah,
them, and
dude.
they're not like other celebrities where it's like I'm too good to talk to you. And I'm sure there's some guys like that, but I haven't come across them. Everybody I've
Some
met's
of them
like,
are.
dude, let's talk. Like those like just willing to talk. And but yeah, they always say you don't want
Bro,
to meet
listen,
your
I,
idol.
I think, yeah, I think back, like, dude, listen, when I first started this thing, like literally, I think maybe like this was last July or August. Like, I mean, dude, I had like 11 Instagram followers at this point. You know what I mean? Like, I'm nobody. And I built this set of arrows that were black and yellow. And I was like, dude, I'm going to send Chris B a picture of these arrows, dude. So I sent him a message with a picture of these arrows. And unlike a lot of people, this dude like took a minute and responded to my message, was like, bro, those look amazing. And I was like, what?
Oh
Like
man.
this dude just messaged me back, and it's crazy, bro. Like, not such a big deal now, but at that time, bro, it's just like, dude, they're these guys, they take the time, they don't forget where they come from, I guess is what I'm
Right.
trying to say. And that's a I don't know if that's a characteristic of the bow hunter or what it is, man, or part of this lifestyle, but it's pretty awesome.
Dude, I love it, and I try to get as many people around me into it. Like, yo, if even if you don't hunt, just pick up a bow and just go to a range and just shoot some targets, and I promise you'll
Yeah,
you'll love it. It'll be a stress reliever for you. And I got buddies
it's
that
super
you
therapeutic. Yeah.
yes, I got buddies who you would look at and be like, there's no way this guy shoots a bow, and he got a bow.
Yeah.
He got a bow.
I think, yeah. I mean, I think I have that. It's that's what's so beautiful about it, bro. Is that it's literally for everybody. It's for
Yep.
everybody, and there's not a lot of things like that, right? Like when you really think about it, there's not a lot of things out there that are for everybody. But this thing that we do,
Mm.
man, it is for everybody, everybody. And I think that's what makes it so special and so magnetic. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely for sure. So like, so what's your plans for your company? Like, how big do you want to get?
Uh, as big as I can, but here's the thing, man. It is I don't want to force that, right? Like
Right.
I don't want to I don't want to try to force it, right? I want to get as big as the people who believe in our company think that we should be. You know what I mean? And because at the end of the day, your customers, your client base, the other bow hunters out there are the people who allow you to get big or keep you small, and I think it's important to not forget that. And so, I think the most important thing is that we maintain our quality control standards and make sure that the product that we're building remains at that same quality level like it is, and then just let it grow as it's going to grow, man, and kind of see. If this is a ride for me and my wife both. You know, I didn't think it was going to be what it is right now, and especially in such a short period of time. And so I really, I don't want to I don't know that I want to put like a tick mark, like, hey, we want to get here by this date or here by
Right.
this date. We're just enjoying it, man. Honestly, we're enjoying the ride, and we're enjoying our growth and our supporters, and so it's I ultimately, if I had to just give a direct answer to that, I want it to get big enough where I don't have to work my 9 to 5 job
Right.
anymore. So if that happens, which we're on our way to that, I'll be good, man. I'm, trying to simplify, and that would be awesome.
Oh,
So
for sure. Hey, you said something that reminded me of a quote that I heard on an anime cartoon. So I'm big into anime. So I'm archery guy and anime
okay,
guy. But you said like just enjoy the ride. Just I know where I want to go, but you know what? We just gonna enjoy it until we get there. And there's this one show. It's called Hunter x Hunter, and this guy named Gene. He tell his son, "Hey, I know where you want to go in life, but you're gonna get there because I know you are. But enjoy the side missions." And that's
right,
man, that's what this whole to me this whole archery journey is. This whole hunting journey is. I know eventually, like I want to, you know, go and put some big animals down. I
for
know that,
sure,
but along the way until I get there, I want to enjoy all the people that I meet. I want to enjoy the ups. I want to enjoy the downs. I want to enjoy all the new experiences. And it's like, and those are the side missions of the main mission. And I just like when you
right.
said enjoy the ride, I'm like,
Without
yeah,
man,
man. And
yeah, dude. Because I mean, I really believe that too. Because without the downs, man, without having failures, especially when I think you're meshing a business and a livelihood type thing with a hobby or something that you're very passionate about. You don't want to put too much pressure on it, man, and you can't get better. And I don't think you can really maximize your potential unless there is some failure. I mean, that's how we learn, and that's how we get better at what we do, is by trying things and not being afraid to try things, and just kind of put yourself out there, man. And if it fails, recover from it. And if it doesn't, then that's great too. You know what I mean?
right,
So it's all about just enjoying it along the way, and just the most important thing is pressure management for us, man. It's just to not allow ourselves to stop enjoying it.
yeah. You know, when I
That's
when
it.
I when I first saw your page, I was like, man, these because I didn't. This is before had saw you. I just saw your page. I'm like, man, these guys are making some pretty cool arrows. And in my head, I was thinking it's like 5 or 6 guys in like a garage all making arrows, and then it's like, "Ah, it's just me."
It's just me, bro. It's just me. It's literally still just me, bro. I had a guy that I brought in for a little bit for a little bit, man, but he pretty quickly didn't work out, and maybe that's expectation management on my part, but it wasn't to the standard. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It wasn't to the standard, and you know, my wife my wife didn't like him very much. So, it just kind of came about the way it did. But I'll tell you this, man, on the arrow building side, it is just me. I'm the only one that does it. But listen, man, my wife, dude, she's handling this thing, bro. She's handling everything. She does all of the website. I mean, listen, man, she learned how to build a website just for this purpose. And if you've never checked out our website, man, go check it out at adamsprecisionarchery.com, dude. She has
I've
done a
been on it
fantastic
several
job.
times.
And bro, yeah, listen, she changes it like every 2 or 3 weeks, man, because she gets bored with the way it looks, and she changes and adds features and tabs and buttons and all that sort of stuff. But man, she's done a great job in building our online store and doing all those things. And like I said, man, we're just having a super great time doing this, man. I know I keep saying it, but it's really an enjoyable thing that we're doing, man.
Oh man, hey, I can tell by the passion in your voice that hey, you about this life.
For sure, bro. For sure.
Oh
I
yeah.
love bow hunting. I love bow hunting, and I love everything bow hunting. I have the deepest love for bow hunting, bro. Seriously, like it's
So
it's a
so you said that you didn't grow up hunting. So how'd you get into it?
um so so I grew up of we were poor, bro. I don't know another way to say it. Like I didn't have a lot, and so I grew up in a rural area where my friends were you know they would go hunting and do this and that, and I literally have had an interest in it, but I didn't have the means to make it happen. You know what I mean? At the
Yeah.
time. And so, I've hunted from time to time most of my life, just like on an invitee basis. You know what I mean? Hey, Dustin, do you want to come hunt with us today or whatever? Like maybe I would get out and hunt once a season, twice a season with, with a rifle or whatever. But about 4 or 5 years ago, man, I'll tell you exactly what happened. One of the guys that I work with, and mind you, the base for this is that I did have an interest in hunting.
Right.
But
Okay.
one of the guys that I worked with knew I was a big golfer back in the day. I used to play a lot of golf, actually, like back before I had the beard and I had the Zach Morris hairdo and all that stuff like that. Like I was playing golf, and and he comes to me one day, man, and he's like, "I've got this bow, but I don't ever use it. Do you want to trade me something for it?" And I was like, "Bro, I got some old golf clubs in my garage, dude. I'll trade them to you." And so he took a whole golf bag of old ratty ass golf clubs out of my garage and he traded me a Hoyt Carbon Spider 30 bow. And I started shooting it. And bro, I absolutely like it was super quickly like an addiction.
Got, got the
And
bug.
I'm one of those people. Oh, bro, the bug is an understatement, right? So like, I'm one of those people, man. When I get into a hobby, I get into it, man. I invest in it mentally and financially and like and all of that. And so, you know, quickly bought a newer bow and bought property and like the whole thing, man. And one thing led to another and then I started started an arrow company, but me and my wife started an arrow company. She just gave me the death stare just now walking
Yeah.
by,
Don't,
like you're
don't
not
forget
giving me my
me.
props or whatever. But yeah, she's like, "What about me? I'm literally standing behind the camera right now, making sure you stay in focus." But anyway, anyways, yeah, man, I just it's something that I maybe have always wanted to do. Not so much bow hunting. Bow hunting just kind of was really a product of a lot of the guys that I work with were doing it, and I wanted to try it. You know what I mean? I'd never bow hunted, and no nonsense, bro. The very first time I ever got in a deer stand with a bow, I killed a deer, man. Like
Oh, I can.
the very first sit, and then the 103 sits after that, I didn't see nothing. You know what I mean? Like it just happened that way to get me roped in, and it's just been one thing after the other since then, bro. I have been a committed bow hunter for 4 years, and that's it.
eh, So
So
you traded some golf clubs for a bow.
yeah,
Got the bow, go and
yeah.
shoot this. Like, I'm all in. I'm buying land. I'm getting.
Yeah, dude, the whole thing, bro. I'm dead serious, dude. I listen, and I'm not talking about like, bro, I'm like shooting it in my backyard, and I'm like telling my wife, get on landsearch.com. We're buying a hunting property. Like, you know what I mean? The whole deal, dude. I knew that I loved it. I knew that I loved it. My wife also comes from a family of hunters. And so, I think there was that influence there as well. Like, when I got into her family via her, it was easy to do because my wife will not marry a man that doesn't deer hunt. So, she's, there is that too, which is good for me because she
Right.
never beefs with me going hunting, bro.
You can't beat that at all.
Oh man.
Hey, dude, it's wild because like whenever I come across people that I meet that are already archery hunting, I automatically assume that they've been doing it for a long time. And I meet a guy like you, I'm like, man, he's building arrows and like he's building damn good arrows. He been doing this. He been doing this shit since '85. I was like, nah, man, 4 years.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
wild, man.
Yeah, bro. But I'm guilty of the same, man. I'm guilty of the same. And like you just assume everybody's been doing it forever. And I would, maybe there are some guys that have been. There's plenty of guys that have been, but there's a lot of guys that you don't know haven't been doing it for a long time too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah.
And I'm one of them guys that I will let you know right off bat. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm building this plane as I'm flying it. I'm trying this, that didn't work. Try this, that didn't work. Try something else, and it's keep on trucking until I figure it out. That's kind of how you
That's
do
it,
it.
man. That's the only way to do it. That's the only way to do it, man. If you get too wrapped up in trying to learn how to do it from a YouTube video, it's the one thing that a YouTube video can't teach you how to do, bro.
Nope.
You just have to be in that moment and in that time and space. And You have to figure it
That's
out for
it.
yourself
It'll
through
get
errors, through
that's
constant
it.
errors.
YouTube will give you a blueprint. Like this is what you should
Yes.
it should look like and what you should do. And you get to go out
Yes.
there and like I said, trial and error. It is what it is.
YouTube's dangerous with bow hunters too, man, because I think that it sets the expectation too high too. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? I think a lot of guys that don't stay in it, or that don't find their passion growing in it, it's because they're not managing their expectations, man. I mean, a lot of guys get into bow hunting, and it takes them years to kill a deer, dude, because it's hard. It's really, really difficult to do. And so, I think it's important for those guys out there that are doing the YouTube thing as far as watching it to learn these types of, these subjects, manage your expectations, man. You're not Levi Morgan, dude. You're not hunting the premier whitetail properties in the United States,
Exactly.
and you're not going to kill a 190-inch deer that easy, bro. It takes a lifetime of experience and a wealth of knowledge.
Oh yeah, and like I said, I'm like I said, 4 years in it, and my little brother, this was his first season actually going out to hunt. He's been going to attack for 2 years, but this season was his first actual season hunting. And he's like, "Oh yeah, man, I put the game cams out, and man, all these buck, I'm gonna kill this one, I'm gonna kill this one." I'm like, look, bro, this your first year. Don't expect anything. I was like, this ain't like sports. Like, if it's a
Right.
ball, we can master it. We go real quick. Me and my brother, we boom, we got it. I'm like, it ain't like nothing like that. Like it's gonna take time, patience,
No.
and but I know him. Like I know how stuff work for him. Like he'll get in something, and his luck will be on his side. And sure enough,
Really?
his first sit, he's sitting in the stand, and this night he's like, "Oh man, it was like 45 minutes. I heard something coming through the woods, and it was this big 10 point that he had on his game cam that he said he was going to kill. He was within, I think he said 40 yards, and he's like, he drew back on him, and he just because I don't know, I froze up, and I jumped the shot and it went right over his back. And I'm like, see, it's like you thought you're ready for the moment, but you didn't know what's gonna happen when it actually happened. It's hard,
Joe.
man. Everything gotta come together all the way down to the shot, to the arrow flying, and everything has to be perfect.
That's the hardest part. That, to me, right? Like that, I still think that's the hardest part is that time from when you draw the bow back to when you actually let that arrow go at the deer is so it's just been such a challenge for me, man.
Yep.
Because a lot of guys, I don't know why, man. It's like I get it in my head, dude. Like as soon as I get that bow back here, I gotta shoot. I gotta shoot. I need to shoot right now, or it's gonna run off. It's like, bro, the deer has no idea you're there. It's been there for 20 minutes before you drew the bow at it. What are you rushing this
Right.
thing for? Like it has no idea. But I've gotten better about that this year, man. But so what was your brother's feedback after he missed that deer, bro? Is he hooked? Was he down and out? I mean,
Now,
what was the deal?
I think him missing got him hooked even more. Cause then he was like,
Yes.
he had got a picture. He had his camera. He was filming everything, and he was like, "I saw where the arrow went, and I'm going to do this next time, and I'm gonna make sure that the wind's right." And then I'm like, "Well, the wind was right. It's like you just missed the shot. You just rushed it."
Right. Don't
I'm
blame the
like,
wind, bro.
"Yeah, don't be." I was like, What you got to do is you got to shoot. You got to shoot more. You got to take 1,000 shots to make one.
That's
That's
right.
what you got to do." Because he won't shoot. Like he has a nice backyard. He got a target. He got arrows. He will not shoot. He goes out the day of. I'm going out to hunt. I'm like, bro, you not tack didn't get you ready. We did tack in
No.
June. We did tack in June. You have not picked up your bow since June, and now you're going out to go hunt. Like, but
There's the
he ended up.
emotional side too,
Yep,
bro. Like it's just never mind the rest, like the physical conditioning and the practice and all that. But dude, you cannot train for that moment. The only thing that
nope.
can train you for that moment is experience, bro.
That's
Like
it.
I just don't think there's another substitute for the way that feels and the adrenaline and all that. Like, nah, man, he ain't ready, dude.
No, and then he went out a second. Like he went out 4 times this year, and out of the 4 times, he got a shot at 2 deer. And the second one, he just rushed the shot. Like when as he explained it to me, I'm like, dude, the deer didn't know you was there. You was at full draw. The deer was just broadside to you at like 30 yards, and you were just so anxious to shoot that arrow,
Right.
you made a bad shot. It's like, but like it's just come with practice, like practice and
That's
experience. That's it.
time, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, that's time, man. I got a close friend of mine that has some private property pretty close to me down here, and he had at the beginning of the season he started getting pictures of this mainframe 10 point, right, like a big guy, big for around here, anyways. 145, 150-inch deer, and man, and this is a lifelong bow hunter here, right? We're not talking about a guy like me. We're talking about one of the guys that I was watching or noticed was hunting when we were in middle school together. You know what I mean? Like, this is a lifetime of experience, man. And even guys like that, he missed, to make a long story short, this dude missed the same deer 3 separate times this year, dude. 3 separate times. And one of the shots he missed is at 22 yards. You know what I mean? I'm like, and of course I got to give him a hard time. I'm like, dude, I could have killed that deer with a brick from 22 yards,
That's
bro. What are you
that's a
doing,
chip
man? He's
shot.
like, dude, he shot right underneath it at 22. He finally ended up killing it. He shot the deer on Christmas Eve, man. He sent me a text message. He said, dude, I fucking smoked it, bro. Like, I got it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like I'm like, dude, of course, dude, I can't like be like, oh, great job. I'm like, dude, you sucked all season after this deer. It's about time you did that shit, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, even the most experienced guys have that struggle. And so, man, I don't know. I don't know if there's a solution for that, right? Like, is there a training method for that? John Dudley, if you're watching this, is there a training method for that moment? Like, I don't know.
Like the only thing that I've ever heard of the people do is like they'll do some kind of like do like burpees or they'll run and then they'll pick up their bow and just take a shot while their heart rate is high, but the emotion's not there.
The emotion's
You're just
not
going
there,
through a
right? Yeah,
drill. It's just like playing a football game. You can do all the
right.
stuff and practice right, and then when you get in front of 100,000 people and everybody's cheering for you, people cheering against you. The guy across from you is talking crap. It's not the guy that's on the scout team defense who's afraid of you. It's a whole different. I mean, the emotions are high because now more is at stake than just, oh, if I miss this target, it's all right. But now you have a live animal in front of you that you've been
Yeah, bro.
that just planning for, and now the moment is here, and it's like, like
I mean, I
there's nothing
understand the
for it.
logic in that. I've seen those guys training like that, right? Like, and I do get the logic, right? Like, you're making a shot while your heart's pounding and all that, but your heart's pounding because you just ran a mile and a half before you shot the bow. Your heart's not pounding because adrenaline's pumping through your body, making that happen.
Right.
Like, after you've been sitting still for 2 hours and it's still happening, you know what I mean? Like, so it's different. I mean, I guess, the physical side of it, the physical aspect of it, I see the benefit of it, but I've never seen the benefit enough to run 2 miles before I shoot my bow,
Mm-mm.
bro. I'm
Nope.
not with it, dude. I think that for elk hunters, man, there's definitely more to be said as far as that goes, because there's so much physical stuff. The physical side of elk hunting is not something that whitetail hunters deal with. You know what I mean?
No, not at all.
So I definitely get that training exercise for that, but not for the
And
emotional side of it, bro.
my elk hunting experience, my first elk hunting experience, put me out for 2 years. I've not gone 2 years since because I'm just trying to.
Seriously.
Yes, and I was not in shape like at
It's the
all.
conditioning side of it, right?
Yeah, and because I hate
Like,
cardio.
well, I mean, everybody hates cardio, bro. I hate cardio too, man.
And so,
but
and that's what got me. I drove 14 hours to Colorado, and my buddy, I think he drove 17 minutes between 17 and 20 hours. And there was no rest time. We literally pulled into the trailhead and started hunting. And we got 15, 20. We got 15, 20
yeah,
minutes
that's
in,
exhausting.
and I'm running on a couple cans of Grizzly and like 5 or 6 energy drinks. My body's like, dog, we need to go do something different because this ain't it.
It's now like, bro, take a nap. Take
Yep.
a nap now. Like,
So
that's
yeah,
crazy, dude.
the the physical demand for elk hunting it's so high, and I
Right.
got so much respect for guys that do it on like they go out every year and harvest a bull or a cow, like just to be out there every year. That means you got to be in tip top shape. And
Well, I mean,
like,
the guys on the elk hunting side of things that are super popular in our industry. I mean, dude, these guys before elk hunters, man. I mean, like, bro, all of their content, their online stuff is just workout, 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 run uphill, run downhill, run uphill, run downhill. It's like, bro, I guess that's what it takes, man. Like I said, I'm in Georgia, man. So if you can walk 3/4 of a mile, you can hunt in Georgia, bro, because you're just going to a deer stand after that.
yeah,
But yeah, man,
there's this
I couldn't
meme
do it
that I
right
see.
now.
No, dude, like right now, maybe right now I give you a good 2 days right now.
You feeling good about your conditioning right now, huh?
Oh yeah, dude, yo,
Okay.
so every year it's the same thing with New Year's. Hey, I'm going to start my diet and start working out hard come January 1st. But this year I said, no, no, no. I'm starting in November. I'm gonna start working out in November. That way, when I roll into January, I got a full head of steam. Already got a routine built.
Okay.
I'm doing it. And then I started doing the 75 hard last week. And
What's that?
75 hard it's a challenge. So for 75 days straight, you have to work out at least twice a day for 45 minutes. And and one of those workouts got to be outside. You have to drink a gallon of water, follow a diet, no cheat meals, and no alcohol. And you have to read 10 pages of a book for 75
Okay.
days straight. And I'm a sucker for whiskey and tequila. So on Monday, I'm gonna have a old fashioned or just just with a whiskey and a little bit of water. And then on Tuesday, I'm gonna have a Paloma, and that's just tequila and squirt or any kind of grapefruit soda. And I alternate every every other day. Well, I started 75 the day before I started the 75 hard. I had just went to Costco and got two big bottles of tequila and two big bottles of whiskey. They're now sitting in my pantry looking at me like, bro, what you gonna do? It's like, I'll see y'all in
You
75
forgot
days.
us.
I'll
You
see y'all
forgot
in
about
75
us.
days. Exactly.
Bro, man, dude, old fashioned, right? You're more distinguished than I thought you were, bro. Like, that's a gentleman's drink right there, dude. That's that's a gentleman's drink right there, dude.
Oh yeah. Hey, like so I kind of like to read just a little bit. And I got this book called The Last Call. And it's a book that has a bunch of stories from all like the top bartenders throughout history and around the world, like stories. And there was this one story of this bartender out of the Bronx, New York, and he tells a story about how John Gotti would come into his bar with what's this? Is it Jimmy the Bull? I think Jimmy the Bull. I think
Sammy
it's
the
his name.
Bull. Sammy the
Sammy
Bull.
the Bull. Yeah, Sammy the Bull. They would come
Yeah,
into his
Sammy the
bar
Bull.
and they would both order old fashions. I'm like, man, what's an old fashioned? And then he has a recipe that he made for them, and I use that exact recipe. It probably don't taste the same like he made it, but it's all the ingredients in it.
That's a gentleman's drink, bro. That's a
Oh
gentleman's drink.
yeah,
You're practically a made man for drinking that, dude.
right. I'm drinking as I'm wearing basketball shorts and no shirt,
So what, bro? It doesn't matter. Gentlemen wear shorts too, bro.
right?
That's it,
But
dude.
yeah, so like, but yes, staying in shape is big, but like with elk hunting, I think social media has boomed elk hunting. I think more people are now
Yes.
elk hunting due to social media than ever before.
Yes, 100%. Every hunter's goal, right? Like, anybody you ask, any of my friends, anybody I know in the archery industry that hasn't done it will say, "Oh, it's a dream hunt, man. I'm going to go on an elk hunt. I want to go on an elk hunt." Like, it's what everybody wants to do, man.
Yep, and they're making it. I mean, it's like in South Dakota, it's damn near impossible to get a tag. I mean, it's a true lottery. Like I know guys that got 27, 30, 40 years preference points and hadn't even they're not even- hadn't drawn. And then I know guys who it's
Dude,
their
that's
first year.
crazy.
I know guys first year they apply, they get a tag, and it's like what?
What system are you using to not give
Exactly.
bro? That's
And
yeah. I'm
it's
not a big fan. I'm not a fan of the preference point thing, man. Not
no,
not when it shakes out like that. You know what I
yep.
mean? I think if
Like,
you have regardless of the state, man, I feel like if you have X number of points, you should be guaranteed a tag, bro. Like,
exactly.
how long do you have to wait to kill a whitetail in Iowa? You know what I mean? Like, come on, dude. Or to even have a shot.
I've sat down with guys from like GFP and like, yo, how does the preference point system work? How, and it was like, well, guys that have more preference points, they have a better odds. I'm like, yeah, but how does it
No,
work?
they
Like,
don't.
it seems like they got the same odds as everybody else.
Right. 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 It's just what you got is some dude in the back pulling names out of a hat, regardless of preference points. Like, honestly, that's what it seems like.
Yep.
But I'm not there.
But hey, let me tell you something though. South Dakota, like you can only be a resident to hunt elk in South Dakota unless you win the hunt of a lifetime draw. And what they do is they pick 5 people from South Dakota and then they pick 2 non-residents. So it should be coming up soon. You should definitely try to just get your name in the hat. It's a drawing. It's like I think it's $10 for a raffle ticket.
Tell me what it's called? What's it called? I'm gonna write it down right here.
It's called Hunt of a Lifetime.
Hunt of a Lifetime, South Dakota.
Yep. And
I'm gonna have
they
to
haven't
check
put
it
it they haven't put it
out,
out
bro.
yet. But when they do, I will definitely email you the links. Like, yo, get your raffle ticket, and you can if you win, you'll get an antelope tag, an elk tag, and a whitetail tag, and you can pick the years you want to use those
Yes,
3
too
tags,
easy, bro. Say no more.
right? or you can do the
Yeah, I'm
real
in,
hunt of a
dude.
lifetime, and you can hunt a buffalo, and but that's a separate ticket.
A buffalo, like
And
as in you mean like a bison, a
American
buffalo, like a
American buffalo bison out in Custer Park.
bro. Who just did one of those hunts, man? Haxon Hunt, man. Are you familiar with Haxon Hunt? I'm sure, right? Like
I do not.
check him out. He's got really good stuff. But anyways, this guy, never mind. Just this dude I followed just did a buffalo hunt, man, and it was documented and it looked really amazing. So that sounds pretty cool, bro.
Dude, I would love to do one. Now, I almost got roped into one last year at we had a sportsman show here in Sioux Falls, and this guy's like, "Oh yeah, man, $10,000. You come out to the ranch, and we'll get you a buffalo." So I'm like, "All right, cool." And before I even took out the checkbook to put a deposit down, I was like, "So like, is it like, am I in a ground blind or are we spotting and stocking?" He goes, "Oh no, you just go out and pick one out in the field, and I'll corral them up, and you can shoot them with your bow." I'm like, "Oh no, I'm good on that, player.
No
that's
pass,
not
dude.
that's not hunting.
No,
I'll
man, that's
I'll
not
pass."
hunting,
No, like I said,
bro. You know
there's
what's
no story
wild,
there.
man? You'd be surprised how many guys have probably paid him that money to do that, man. You know what I mean? That's not something I have a personal interest in. Like, I'm good
No,
on that.
not at all. And then
I want to
after
hunt,
like,
man.
oh, definitely. And after like he realized like this dude is not gonna buy a hunt for me. He kind of opened up to me. I'm like, so like, who books these hunts? He goes, man, it's really like guys from like L.A., New York. They fly
Yeah.
in South Dakota and they'll get their bison. Then they'll go back home and make up some dramatic story about how they were out in the prairie camping out in South Dakota and they got this bison. I'm like, yeah, no, it's not for me, man. I need something that
No,
I can have a story with. If I'm paying
I
$10,000,
need,
I want the full experience.
I need the full experience for
Yeah,
that
I
kind of
need.
money,
Yeah,
bro.
man, it's just wild. But hey, in the archery game, the hunting world period, we've seen technology just close the gap. So like we look at like bows from like 1970, they don't even compare to the bows that we have now. You know what I'm saying?
For
Do you
sure.
see any different like technology coming in the arrow game?
Man, I mean, how straight is straight? You know what I mean? Like at the end of the
Right. Yeah.
day, I'm a pretty simple dude, man. I know that companies like Carbon Express are starting to do like tri-spine stuff, and they're trying to make arrows without a spine in them that's supposed to be more consistent or whatever the case is. But nah, man, I think just like with bows, technology can only go so far, and I think that
Right.
particularly applies to bows themselves right now. Like I think what you're seeing is you're seeing manufacturers focus more on the full hunting system and kind of the synergy of the system. You know what I mean? How the bow works with the quiver, and how the quiver works with the sight mount, and how the sight mount works with the stabilizer integration, and all these other things like that. And I think that that's what you're going to see from arrows, but probably more along the lines of different types of components, different component materials, and the way that they integrate them into the arrow in a more seamless way. And I mean, yeah, that's it. I think that right now the arrows that are out there, the shafts themselves that are out there, man, they're made with super premium carbons, and they're built to really really tight tolerances, and they're super consistent across 12 or 24 or 36 arrows. And I just don't know. I mean, how much better can it get? I don't know, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know that there's anything left there's no juice left to squeeze there, man.
Right.
you
My buddy,
know?
yeah, my buddy Rex, he's like very like technical, and we were talking about bows, and he's like, I don't know where the bow market can go. Like when you got these companies constantly coming out with bows every single year, and the this year's bow looks like last year's bow, but it has maybe one or two, different things, on it. He goes, "Oh, like, where is the advancement coming from?" And we could sit there and kind of ponder, and I'm like, what if a
Yeah.
company came out? What if a company decided to like, hey, we're going to bring in, like, you book an appointment, you come in, and they custom tailor a bow from the ground up for you, arrows, everything, and just boom, right there. He was like, yeah, but the logistics on that would be nuts. Like the waiting list for that would be crazy.
Yeah, it would be a lifetime, and at the end of the day, let's not forget these companies exist to make money, and they wouldn't make
Exactly.
any doing it that way. The archery game is a money game, dude. The
Oh,
bow companies
definitely.
are making money hand over fence. But I just don't know, man. I don't know. Like, what do you think? Do you think that there's actually more left that we're not being introduced with yet, as far as the actual performance of a compound bow?
I think the next advancement in bows is going to be like pressless bow. Like you don't need a press to work on your bow. It's going Everything's going to be able to be done at home without a bow press. And I think I think they have that technology now. I just think the reason that they haven't, like, fast tracked it is because it's gonna hurt a lot of the bow shops.
Oh, for sure.
If I can do everything at home and I don't need a press, and they've made it simple for me to do it, why am I going to a bow shop? Other than to buy a bow or buy arrows. That's kind
Yeah,
of
I
it.
mean
It takes money out of their pocket.
a lot, a lot. But man, that's really interesting. I've never actually considered a pressless bow. I mean, I know that you have some companies out there, Matthews, the stay afield system, and that
Yeah.
very simple design, right? Like, but I don't know, man. I really don't know what the next thing out there is, man. Maybe a different material being used to actually make risers and limbs and things like that, to really like take that weight reduction to the next level, maybe. Like, but I don't know beyond that. Like, what these new bows, man, these new Hoyts and Bowtechs and Matthews, man, these things shoot like a dream, bro. Like, how much
Yep.
nicer can it get, really? Like, I don't know that there's anything left there, man. It's all about, again, how the system integrates within itself, and how
Right.
seamless it is for the bow hunter to use, and conveniences and these types of things.
Oh, definitely. And like I'm like you, I don't know how much juice there's left to squeeze out of that orange, but if you make your bread and butter making and selling bows, you're gonna find a way. They'll
Oh
they'll
yeah,
find
no,
something.
yeah.
They're gonna find some way.
Well, having a plethora of money helps to squeeze more juice out of there, because you got money to pay for constant research and development, and all these things. So I'm sure that something's going to happen, and when it does, man, we're all either going to be like, bro, I can't believe that I didn't think about that, or it's just going to be like, like
Yep,
your cap's going to blow off, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, dude, this is
they did it
those
again.
uh those phase fours shoot like crap, like, right, like, I don't know, man. I'm super eager to see it, though. I'm ready. I find myself being ready to see the next level of innovation in our sport.
Oh, definitely. And oh, it just skipped my mind. Oh no, I'm saying.
Oh, it
So
happens.
when I first got into archery, I thought everything shoots the same. These are all the same bows. I'm looking at them like this bow looks like this bow, and I started with a mission, and I you couldn't tell me any different. Like nothing. Like this bow shoots great. I love it. And then the V3 came out, and I was at my bow shop,
Yes.
and this guy he shot it. He was shooting it, and I was like, man, that's a nice bow. He goes, you want to shoot it? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. And I pulled that bad boy back, and as soon as I went to full draw, I'm like, oh, that feels different than that mission. Like it felt expensive. It's like expensive drawback. And it was smooth, and I let an
Yeah,
arrow go,
yeah.
and I'm like,
I could tell this is not cheap.
ooh. I'm like, ooh, this is nice. It feel good in the hands. And I gave him back his bow, and I walked around the counter, and I said, hey Kim, I would like to buy V3. Right then and there, like he goes
Yeah,
after one shot. I'm like, yep, yep, yep. I want the Under Armour camo one. Yep, that one right there. You can go and
bro,
box it up for
you're an
me.
Under Armour camo guy, bro.
That was the only one they had that I liked at the time, and I didn't want to wait.
Oh man, dude, so do you still shoot Matthews? Are you a Matthews
I,
shooter?
I still shoot it. Yep.
Yeah, so I'm a Matthews guy as well, and the only color pattern I get on my bows, man, is that Under Armour, bro. But I don't ever
Dude,
meet anybody that shoots the same thing, dude.
dude, I love it, man. Yeah, because at
I
first I
love
was
it,
like,
bro.
I could wait because normally I like solid colors, and I was like, but I was like, I don't know, you got this one. I don't want an all black one. Like, yeah, I'll just take that one, and then it just grew on me now. I love it. Like, if I get another bow,
Bro,
it's gonna be that Under Armour camo.
yeah, I'm on my second one. I actually had an Under Armour V3 31, and then I got a V3 X29.
Oh, there she
This
go.
guy right here. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I love that pattern, and gosh, they're just so nice. These new bows are so nice, man.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, you can talk
Now
about it forever, really.
now I
Um,
got to shoot a PSC Omen, and ooh man, that was they
did
they,
you
al-
like
they almost
that?
convert they almost converted me. Yeah, I liked it. I shot it several times over at TAC, and I'm like, I called my bow shop, and he was like, man, it's gonna be a minute. I was like, I don't need it. I'm not waiting. If I can't get it today, then I'm good.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes it's like that. Let me ask you this, man. Let's just say, like in the last 2 or 3 years, what bow has there been for you that was super hyped that left you feeling disappointed when you shot it? Was there been any of that?
mm, I'm
I
gonna
only think of
say
this
the
question because it just happened to me the other day.
I'm gonna say the levitate. I didn't like the way that felt in my
Okay.
hand. And that
Yeah.
was like, especially around here, it was super hyped up here in South Dakota. Everybody was talking about it, and then I was like, it's all right.
Like, bro, so I took my wife bow shopping the other day. She's been hunting with this little Bear Cruiser G2 for a couple of years now, and she kind of been putting the bug in my ear lately that she wants a new bow. You know, she of course she uses the company as a backdrop to that. Like, I gotta represent our company with a nice bow and everything. I'm like, dude, it ain't got nothing to do with that. But
Right.
anyways, I know what you're doing here. Um, and while I was at the bow shop, man, and this is, some people are going to get upset with me, I think, here, but I shot that new Omnia, bro, the Elite, because it's like all the rave right now. Everybody's talking about try the new Elite, dude. It shot terrible, bro. I don't get it. Like, it was dead in the hand, but the draw cycle was bad. The back wall was too soft. Like, I found myself really disappointed and let down by it because so many people are so high on that bow right now. You know what I mean?
Yep. You know, I've not heard of it, but
What?
yeah, like it's so like here in South
Bro,
Dakota we
you do an
got.
archery podcast.
Hold on, but check it though, check it. So like I like the archery shops around here is either gonna be Matthews, Hoyt, or PSC. So when I go into a bow shop, that's pretty much all they got.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then
All
so
right.
I
I
never really
got
hear it.
you.
Now I've seen elite stuff on like Instagram, but I just scroll right past because like I don't know that much about elite.
Well, they make a
So
good
I just
bow. They really do make a good bow, but that Omnia right now is getting like all the hype, dude. Like it's, I've got people that follow me on Instagram and stuff. They message me. They're like, you need to put that Matthews aside and go get this Elite and all that. So I was there and my wife was shooting some bows. So I'm like, man, I'll try this thing out. Dude, it was not all of that, bro. It's not, they're not playing the same game that the boys at Matthews are playing, dude. They're just
right.
not. So I'm like,
Yo,
man, sit down with that. Like,
yo,
but
I got a funny story for you though. So
lay it on me, bro.
so this was right before the V3 came out. So I'm at my bow shop and or not my bow shop, but the one that I frequent, and talking to Kim, the owner, and this guy comes in and is like, "Yo, I won't cancel my order for the what was the bow that came out right before the V3 for Matthews? Was it the
The
not the
VXR, the VXR.
VXR?" He goes, "I ordered the
Yeah.
VXR. I don't want it. I want the V3." And Kim's like, what the hell's the V3?" He goes, it's the new bow Matthews got. I was down in New Mexico hunting, and these guys had V3. They were shooting it, and I want it. I saw the bow. I want it. So Kim's like, like I've never heard of it. So he calls the Matthews rep and was like, yo, that VXR ordered, cancel that. This guy, he wants the V3. The salesman immediately freezes up. He goes, what do you know about the V3? He was like, hell, I don't know. The guy said he was in New Mexico, saw some of you guys out there shooting, and he said he wanted. Immediately gets a phone call from the sales rep. Boston was like, yeah, we'll get you one order, but do not let anyone know anything about the V3. And he's like, oh, okay. I'm sitting right there, like, listening, just like, the V3.
There's some
And
tops there. Sounds
uh,
like I'm getting one as well.
so check this out. So I get online, type you can't. There's nothing on it. So I'm like, man, nah, they don't. Obviously, it's coming out. And then it was like a couple days later, and Matthews make this like reel on Instagram, and like they had all their bows on a wall, and then it was like boom, like coming soon. I'm like, oh, I know what's coming. I know what's coming.
Yes.
And I wanted to type, hey, the V3 in the comment section, but I was like, no, because they'll know exactly where it came
Bro, you get blackballed so hard, bro.
from,
You'll be
right?
out, dude. You'll be out of the archery game forever, dude.
But it
Yeah,
was
that's
like,
messing with
wow,
the juggernaut right there, bro.
right? I'm like, yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna say nothing. And I told Kim I'm not gonna say nothing, so I'm gonna just wait till the boat comes out, and I'll tell the story later on.
Dude, that's awesome. That's
But yeah,
awesome.
but he was like, yeah, he goes, yeah, tell your guys because if you guys are gonna be testing bows out, y'all should probably have a blank bow. Don't have any names on it.
Something, right? You should let the cat out of the bag there, bro. That's funny, dude. I
But
wish
yeah,
I could, you know what, man? I wish I could find myself in a situation to come upon some information like that, like ahead of time. You know what I mean? Get some of that special treatment, bro. Like I'm looking for it, dude. I'm here for it.
I should have called him. Hey, I know a little something, something. Y'all want to grease my palms? I won't say nothing.
Yeah. When I say grease my palms, I mean send me one of them V3s, stack, bro.
Exactly. And but
That's awesome,
I've
dude.
never been I've never been attached to any brand. Like when I played football, like Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, I didn't care as long as it got the job done. And that's how I
Sure.
am now with bows. Like, yeah, I shoot Matthews, but I mean, I'll shoot if I like something, I'm gonna get it. Like, I'm not opposed to having a Matthews, a PSC, a Hoyt, um,
Yeah, I
any of
agree with
those.
that, man. I think it's best not to be super brand loyal. I just personally find myself going back to that Matthews every time. I'll say this, man. Every time I buy a new bow, I shoot them all because I want to give everything the benefit of the doubt, and I do think that maybe that time comes, man, where you shoot something, you're like, dude, this is the bow for me, right? But it always finds its way back to that being the bow for me, man. And there's probably some mental bias there. You know what I mean? I've shot them for for a few years now, and I love them, dude. I love them. So
Yep. My mental bias is I paid for it. So if I pay for it, I'm gonna shoot it.
yeah, I'm gonna shoot it until it's worn out.
Right. But my brother, he's always like, "Hey man, when you get ready for to get rid of that V3, man, go ahead and slide it my way." I'm like, "You can buy it from me. I'm not giving it to you."
Yeah, you're right. I'm not giving you nothing, bro. You got to work for it.
Right?
That's funny, dude.
Oh yeah, man. But hey, Dustin, hey, it's been a great show, man. I enjoyed talking to you.
Agreed, bro.
We definitely gonna have to do this again, and hopefully, I get to
Yeah,
run into you at a tech event or something.
bro, that would be awesome. That would definitely be awesome. Maybe I win the hunt of a lifetime, dude, and I can just run up to you, run into you that way up there, man. You know.
Hey, nah, I don't know much about elk hunting in South Dakota. You draw one of them tags, I will find you. I know some people
We'll
that I can
figure it
get you in
out, bro.
contact
We'll
with. Yeah, we'll
figure it
figure it
out.
out. But hey, you can always come. We can always go on an antelope hunt. Like that's open to you. Antelope, mule deer. Come to South Dakota.
Yeah,
We
dude.
figure it out.
Bro,
Well,
I'm all the way down, man.
oh, for sure. But hey, before we get out of here, let the people know where they can find you on all the social media platforms and your website.
Awesome, man. So you guys can find us online at adamsprecisionarchery.com. Don't forget, we've got an online store there. We're a dealer for several nice brands. We carry UltraView, HHA, gas bowstrings, tight spot quivers, stand release aids, several others. And then check us out on Instagram at Adams Precision Archery, and you can find us on TikTok at Adams Precision Archery as well.
Are you on TikTok too?
Yeah, not much though, bro. Just to be honest with you, because any real quick, anytime I post any real like videos of me shooting the bow or any of that stuff like that, dude, they get taken down. So I
Yep.
don't. I give a very I give a super minimal effort on TikTok, but we're on Facebook. We have a business page on Facebook, and most of our social media efforts happen on Instagram. And super thankful to our followers. By the way, it's been really awesome to grow as quickly as we have, and we're getting ready to hit that next milestone, and we're pretty excited about it. So
Oh, nice. Hey, dude, I made a bunch of videos from TAC this year, and it's me just shooting a elk target. It took it down. I'm like, it's a foam
hey,
target.
TikTok,
On TikTok took
TikTok,
it
yeah,
down.
bro,
It's a
yeah,
foam
TikTok,
target.
man. Bro, my wife, me and my wife were doing a shot of the day series, man, like where she would just like have the phone, just recording back. This was back before I had this fancy camera that I'm on right now, but she would come out with a phone and I'd just be in the middle of my stuff. And she's like, it's time for the shot of the day. And I'd go out and shoot my target. Well, I did that and I put it on TikTok and that thing got like 40,000 views super fast. And then boom, gone, dude. I was
Gone.
like, all right, I'm done with TikTok already, bro. I'm done with TikTok.
I put all this hard work in. Y'all gonna take it down?
Yeah. I'm all set, man. I'm done with TikTok, bro. It's just
Yeah,
there. I got 1,300 followers over there, something like that. And I don't, just leave it alone.
yeah. It's too much. And then what get me is you see other stuff. You're like, how did this make it on TikTok? But me shooting a foam target.
Right, bro. Don't even get me started right now, dude. Don't even get me started right now. Like, dude, there's literally a video of a dude dying over here right now, bro. And you took me down shooting my bow, man. Like, stop.
Yep,
Stop.
it's the social media overlords, man. Just they picking and choosing.
That's it, bro. They run it.
Oh yeah. But hey, Dustin, hey, it's been a great time, and I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to come chat with me, and I'm sure the listeners will enjoy it as well.
Man, awesome. Thanks so much for having me, man. It's been such a privilege to join you, and I've enjoyed it, and I can't wait till we get to do it again, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. Hey, this has been another exciting episode of the Dreaded Archer Podcast. I'm your host Trey, and we are out.